Ever pondered on why the Israel-Palestine conflict seems to be an unsolvable puzzle? This question invites us into a labyrinth of historical events, political maneuvers, and deeply rooted emotions. Today, we're going to navigate this intricate maze, providing a timeline of the conflict from the Palestinian perspective. We'll explore the complexities, the pain, the hopes, and the resilience that have shaped this enduring strife. Join us on this enlightening journey as we delve into the intricacies of this prolonged conflict. The roots of the conflict trace back to the late 19th and early 20th century. In this era, two significant movements emerged in the region: Zionism, a Jewish nationalist movement that aspired to create a homeland in Palestine, and Arab nationalism, which sought self-determination and sovereignty over Arab lands. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 played a pivotal role in shaping the future of Palestine. Issued by the British government, it publicly endorsed the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. While it was a beacon of hope for the Jews around the world, it was a harbinger of dispossession for the indigenous Palestinian population. The declaration didn't consider the political rights of non-Jewish communities, leading to feelings of betrayal and a sense of impending displacement among Palestinians. As we move forward, the seeds of discord sown in this period begin to sprout. The year 1948, a pivotal moment in the history of Palestine. A year etched in the collective memory of Palestinians. It marked the creation of the State of Israel, an event that would forever change the face of the region. This momentous event was not without consequence. The establishment of Israel led to a mass exodus of Palestinians from their homes, a catastrophic event known as the Nakba, or the catastrophe. More than 700,000 Palestinians fled or were expelled from their homes, forever altering the demographic landscape of Palestine. Their displacement was not a one-time occurrence, but a protracted ordeal that continued for decades. In the years that followed, the Palestinians who remained within the newly formed Israel became minorities in their own land. They were subjected to martial law until 1966 and faced numerous restrictions on their movement and civil liberties. Their lives became a daily struggle for survival and identity in a state that did not recognize them as equal citizens. Fast forward to 1967, a year that saw the eruption of the Six-Day War between Israel and neighboring Arab states. This brief but intense conflict resulted in Israel seizing control of the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, territories densely populated by Palestinians. This marked the beginning of the Israeli occupation, a state of affairs that persists to this day. The aftermath of the Six-Day War deepened the sense of loss and displacement among Palestinians. They found themselves under military rule, their freedom curtailed, their rights violated. The war also triggered a wave of Palestinian nationalism, giving rise to resistance movements determined to fight for their right to self-determination. In the aftermath of these events, a new chapter in the conflict unfolds, a chapter fraught with tension, resistance, and a relentless quest for justice and recognition. As we delve deeper into the Israel-Palestine conflict, we will explore the subsequent years of occupation, intifadas, and peace processes. Stay tuned as we unravel the complex narrative of a people's struggle for their homeland. In the years following 1967, Palestinians found themselves living under Israeli occupation. The West Bank and Gaza Strip, home to a substantial Palestinian population, came under Israeli control. This period marked the beginning of an era filled with tension and resistance, as Palestinians struggled to assert their rights and sovereignty. The occupation was characterized by a significant expansion of Israeli settlements into Palestinian territories, a move widely criticized by the international community. Palestinians found their freedom of movement restricted, their resources controlled, and their lives heavily regulated. It was against this backdrop that the First Intifada, or uprising, emerged in the late 1980s. The First Intifada was a grassroots, largely non-violent resistance movement, where Palestinians from all walks of life protested against the occupation. It was marked by civil disobedience, strikes, boycotts, and demonstrations. The world watched as images of stone-throwing Palestinian youths facing off against heavily armed Israeli soldiers became emblematic of the struggle. In the 90s, the world hoped for a breakthrough with the Oslo Accords. These agreements, brokered by the United States, were designed to lay the groundwork for Palestinian self-rule and a potential two-state solution. However, they fell short of addressing key issues, such as the right of return for Palestinian refugees, the status of Jerusalem, and the expansion of Israeli settlements. By the turn of the millennium, disillusionment set in. The Second Intifada erupted, a more violent and deadly uprising, which lasted until 2005. This period was marked by suicide bombings, military operations, and a significant loss of life on both sides. Despite the violence, attempts at peace continued. There were the Camp David Summit in 2000, the Roadmap for Peace in 2003, and the Annapolis Conference in 2007, to name a few. Yet each one failed to bring about a lasting resolution. Today, the issues faced by Palestinians continue. They grapple with the ongoing expansion of Israeli settlements, restrictions on their movement, and limited access to resources. They live under a complex system of Israeli military and civil control, which many critics liken to apartheid. Despite numerous peace processes and negotiations, a lasting resolution remains elusive. The quest for Palestinian self-determination, justice, and freedom continues, as does their resilience in the face of adversity. The Israel-Palestine conflict remains one of the world's most enduring and complex political issues, a testament to the intractable nature of historical, religious, and territorial disputes. The Palestine-Israel conflict remains one of the world's most enduring political issues. From the Palestinian perspective, the roots of this conflict trace back to the pre-1948 era, when tensions escalated over land and identity. The establishment of Israel in 1948 marked a significant shift, leading to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, an event they remember as the Nakba, or catastrophe. The years following 1967 have been characterized by an ongoing occupation, punctuated by periods of intense violence known as intifadas, and punctuated by attempts at peace processes that have yet to yield a lasting solution. Palestinians continue to seek recognition and a state of their own, battling against a landscape of settlement expansion, wall constructions, and restrictions on movement. As the quest for a just and peaceful resolution continues, understanding the historical context becomes ever more crucial.